Good evening to you all. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur, Maharashtra, India. Is running daily international webinar series. And in this series, we have invited the resource person from India and abroad. This series is running last from 5 years. With certain gap, we are again restarting this, and we have scheduled this series with the support of Honorable Resource Person. Today, in this international webinar series, Dr. Prathibha B S, who is Professor and Head Department of Chemistry, BNM Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, is contributing here on the topic identifying and solving a problem statement. I welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Prathibha Madam, and all the participants, those who are joined here and joining here daily. I request on the behalf of this international webinar series to our resource person, Madam, you can deliver your talk on the today's topic. Before that, you can introduce yourself with your academic achievement awards as per which is good to know to us. Thank you, ma'am. I welcome you. You can start your speech now.
Thank you, sir. Let me thank Dr. BETKAR, sir, for giving this opportunity to interact with you all. So, happy evening. I'm myself, Dr. Prathibha B S, working as Professor and Head Department of Chemistry, BNM Institute of Technology, Bangalore. So, I have more than 2 decades of teaching and research experience. My research area includes nanotechnology, wastewater treatment, so corrosion, material science, etc. And then I have 29 patents to my credit, so includes both national as well as international, and have completed 19 certification courses, including design thinking, creativity and innovation, nanosensors, nanopolymers, soft polymers, wastewater treatment, and so on. And then to my credit, I have a couple of awards. To name a few, She the Power Award, I got it in July 2025. Best IP Researcher Award 2025. Inspiration Award 2025. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Nation Star Award in the month of 2025. India's Education Excellence Award, Academic Excellence Award, India's Inspiring Teachers Award, Women Icon Award, Women Excellence Award in 2024, featured as notable personalities of India by Business Talks magazine, and Vishwa Intellectual Property Right Research Excellence Award in 2023, Best India Researcher Award, Education and Leadership Award in 2022, Best Researcher Award in the year 2020, Best Chemistry Professor of the Year, Global Digital Teacher Excellence Award in 2020, Indira Priyadarshini Award in 2013. So this is about my accolades. So with this, I would like to take you through the process of identifying and solving a problem. So is the screen visible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. You can share your PPT.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a moment, something.
You go to share a window where you have stored your PPT.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a moment.
बघायचं का बघा झालं झालं माझं लवू का मॅडम लवू का
Is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see. Yes, ma'am.
Slide share.
Go proceed, ma'am.
yes you can proceed ma'am we are seeing your screen
But is the slides moving? So I don't think so.
not moving
Yeah.
you can share one by one after that explanation okay there is problem
Okay, let me take you through the identifying and solving a problem statement. So, why it is very important for an innovator, or otherwise, whether maybe a researcher or an entrepreneurship. So, the first most foundation of any impactful work, it depends upon the problem statement and which problem they are going to solve it. So, this is because a problem statement it just acts like a compass. It will going to guide us through a meaningful solution. The slides are moving, not moving. So.
Slide is not movable, ma'am.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll stop.
you can share all window you can't see us but we can see the screen
Oh,
entire screen
okay. Just a moment.
there is option of the entire screen
Yeah.
then you minimize this and then you go to PPT
Now, is it visible? So, is the screen visible?
it is not visible so you go to the share screen then you click on that window it will active you can share entire screen yes yes
Yeah, yes, it is visible now.
But slide share is not happening, sir.
you can click second slide
No, sir. It's not moving.
just you go to the show that icon at last row there are four icons you come here at last yes 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 down one on that row there is a symbol of presentation last
Now,
you can
present.
click there
I'm clicking, but it does not.
you you come to the down then you there is an icon just right just down in that row come to the right side last icon that icon okay you can click there
No. Can I share? Can I share the PPT?
PPT slide why it all begin with the problem. This is we are seeing. You can
Huh.
explain this and again share second like this. Yeah.
Okay. So why it all begins with the problem, that is most important thing. So whenever we talk about innovation, research, or otherwise entrepreneurship, people often get excited about solutions. So that is the important truth is that they should look for the problem first. So and then the solution. If our problem statement is clear and concise, so whatever the solution which we'll gonna give is also it will be a good outcome. So what happens is that if your problem statement and the selection of the problem is wrong, so even though you have given a good solution, but it won't impact. If your problem is well defined, clear and concise, so that is whatever, if your solution is very simple, but it will be very impactful. So that is about why you have to begin with the problem. So you would have seen many projects fail not because they have a bad solution or bad execution or they were not creative, but they were creative, but yet they failed to solve the problems so which are existing. So that is the reason why most of the startups or otherwise the companies fail, mainly because they have solved the wrong problems. So as a result, a problem well stated is a problem half solved. So that is about, so why it all begins with a problem. So there's a technical hitch, I think. So the next is, what is a problem statement all about? So I've already said problem statement should be clear, concise, and it should be specific. It should not be vague. So if your problem statement is a vague, whatever the solution which we're going to get is also vague. So as a result, it won't be helpful. So that is about why a problem statement is very important and what is problem statement all about. So the next is, what are the types of problem worth solving? So that is, we have seen there are four sets of worth solving problems. So one is a societal issue. Societal issue, it may be an clean or drinking water, or otherwise it may be an waste management, or otherwise it may be an environmental pollution. So this is because, so this is the community issues. So whatever in rural areas, and in urban areas as well, people are not able to afford clean drinking water. And what about the waste management? So whether it may be an urban area or whether it may be a rural area, so this is in many ways where the waste management has become a very difficult task. So how would you manage the waste? So the third part is the pollution. So pollution, once I talk about the pollution, it may be an environmental pollution. So apart from that environmental pollution, it would be a water pollution, it would be a noise pollution, or whether it would be a soil pollution, etc. So as a result, so even though the technology is available, so why we are not able to provide clean drinking water to the people, those who are in rural areas? So and the next, so why we are failing in waste management, even though the technology is there, and then why we are not able to breathe clean drinking, clean air? So this is because air has been polluted. So as a result, so whatever the technologies are there, maybe they are not affordable. So and the second one is it is not sustainable. So as a result, so the most important thing is when you will going to give a solution. So that is whatever the solution which you are going to provide, it should be sustainable and it should be affordable. The second one is second set, it may be a sector specific. Example, maybe education, Maybe it will be in healthcare or agriculture. Suppose example, if I talk about education, so in education, there will be a digital divide. This is because in rural areas, people are not able to access internet. So wherein in urban areas, so that is they are getting a very good education. So wherein in case of healthcare, if I take, so that is healthcare is whatever if I'm able to find out the disease at the early stages, so then it would be easy for us to give a treatment. So that is it is devoid from other people. And the next is healthcare is not affordable. So how can the technology will intervene in getting healthcare affordability? And the next, if I'll go to the agriculture, so that is the most important thing is crop yield. So that is how can I increase the crop yield? So without adulterating the food. And the next is water efficiency. So how can I increase the water efficiency? And the last one will be though, how can I increase the productivity without using the fertilizers? So that is most important. So these are the problems worth solving. So the third will be institutional or process inefficiencies. So in case of institutional or process inefficiencies, so what happens is that even though I have the resources, so but I'm not able to manage it. So that is nothing but inefficiencies, process inefficiencies. So that will be worth solving. So as a result, in order to increase our processes, technology intervention plays a very, very important role here. Whether it may be an automation, you can make it automation, whatever the processes are there, so that it will be easy for us, whatever the procedure can be done. So the fourth one would be emerging needs due to climate. So that is due to the change in the climate. So what is happening is that drought or otherwise flooding. So as a result, so with the help of the technology, how can you prevent it drought as well as that of the flooding? And the next would be the technology. So due to the development of this technology, so we have problems with the cybersecurity attacks, that is cyber attacks. So as well as that of AI ethics, etc. And other changes within the policy changes. So that is about the problems are worth solving. So the next we'll move on to. So the main characteristic of a strong problem statement. So that is, what are the characteristic of a strong problem statement? The most important thing is it should be focused and it should be specific. It should not be vague. So then the second one is it should be based on real data. So that is, you have to take the feedback from the stakeholders. So as well as that, either you go for the literature review. So either you can take a survey. So depending upon the data, so you have to solve the particular problem statement. And third one should be the user centered. User centered is nothing but so put your legs into other shoes and see what is the problem which they are facing. So then only it is easy for us to give a solution to the problem. So these are the characteristic of a strong problem statement. So the next is steps to identify a real problem. So how can I find out which is real? So that is most important thing is in day-to-day life, we will be observing. The observation plays a very, very important role so that I can solve a problem. So observe the problems which we are facing in day-to-day life. So that is meet the people and know what frustration they have, etc. So through that observation, we'll come to know what are all the problems which they are facing. The next one would be keep asking why and why. So that is, you have to dig deeper into the root cause, not the symptoms. So whatever the observation which you will going to do it, so that will be only the symptoms. So that is, as a result, we are not treating the symptoms, we have to treat the root cause. So as a result, you should keep asking, so why it is happening? So what may be the reason for this? So like that, you have to keep asking the questions. So unless and until you will come to the root cause. So the next, how will I go to validate? So that is for the validation, the most important thing is either I should perform the experiment. So that is, or otherwise surveys you have to take it, or otherwise feedback from the stakeholders. So depending upon that, you have to validate your problem statement. So the next is, now I have a problem. I know what are all the problems. So now the most important thing is, how will I convert my problem into a problem statement? So that is the most important steps involved in converting your problem to a problem statement, defining a problem statement. So you should know the what is the gap existing. So how will I determine the gap? So that is what is happening now and what should be. Suppose example. So if I'll give an example of in rural areas. So whatever the percentage of results in science is below 30%. So wherein in urban areas, whatever the percentage is very good. So it is what? So what should be? So that is, so why the education of science in urban area is a good and their percentage of results is good. This is because so they have resources. So but wherein in rural people they are devoid of resources. So that is the reason, that is the gap. What is the gap you have to find out? So what is and what should be and what is the gap? So then you will come to know, so that it is easy for you to solve the problem. And the second one is, so whatever the problem statement is there which you are defining, it should be smart. So that is, it should be very specific to the problem. So the next is M. So that is, it should be measurable. So that means I can say that, so now by 30%, I'll go to increase the results. So I cannot say that 100% I'll go to increase the science results. So that means it's a vague, because it is not measurable and it is not achievable also. And A stands for achievable. You should be able to achieve it. So or else what happens is that if you are defining a vague problem, that means I have already said I'll increase 100% result. Obviously, it is not possible. So as a result, you should define a problem statement in such a way that it should be achievable within your constraints and within the resources available. And the next is, it should be realistic. I have already said it should be realistic and it should be time bound. So that means by next year, I have to achieve it. So I cannot keep giving the same reasons for 10 years. So that is nothing but the time bound. So that is how you have to, your problem statement should be smart. The third point is, ensure it's researchable and solvable. That is most important thing is, will I be able to achieve that? So with the help of whatever the resources which is existing, so whatever the problem statement which I have defined, so will I be able to carry out it effectively with the resources what is available? So that is nothing but from problem to a problem statement. So what about the do's and the don'ts of the problem statement? So do stay objective. That is most important thing is, so it should not be vague. You should know what the object you are going to solve it. Narrow the scope. So that is, suppose example, so I'll eradicate environmental pollution. It's a vague answer. So instead of that, so whatever the plastic pollution is there, so I'll go to solve it. So that is how it should be, stay objective and narrow the scope. Use user insights, that is most important. So you have to take the feedbacks, I've already said, you have to take the survey or otherwise, so whatever the data which you can bag with through the experiments. So with the help of those data, so you have to do this. Focus on facts, not assumptions. So the most important thing is, don't assume at all. So that is, whatever the data which you have, so through that data, you have to focus on that. That is most important. And keep it simple and clear. So that is about the do's. Don'ts, you have already said, your statement should not be vague. So don't assume it. So that is, don't ignore end users. That is most important thing is, feedback from your stakeholder is very, very important. So in order to come to a conclusion or solve the particular problem statement. So the next is poor and powerful problem statement. I've already said. So that is poor and common statement. I want to build a health gap. So that is, I want to build a health app means, so whatever the app is there, so which and all diseases it will go to reflect upon. So that is most important. So instead of that, so you can effectively define it. How might it will help the diabetic patients, those who are in rural areas, so without having internet access. So that is an effective problem statement. So I've already said poor statement, let's reduce pollution. So that is pollution and number of types of pollutions are there. So as a result, either reducing a single-use plastic waste from food delivery in colleges. I'm very specific in this, in college canteen. That is effective problem statement. So and the next is online quiz app. So n number of the quiz apps are there. So what you are going to address is most important. So and then, so suppose example, how can you make an online teaching effectively? So with the less span of attention, that is an effective problem statement. So this is about the poor problem statement as well as that of the powerful problem statements. So the next important, I have a problem and I have a problem statement as well now. So now how will I going to solve my problem statement? That is most important thing is. So in order to solve the problem, so either you have to go for the mind mapping. What exactly the mind mapping? The first most important thing is, so write down your problem statement. So and then arrive at what are all the solutions, what are all other problems which it will go to occur. So then you will end up with a solution. That is one method. And another method is the design thinking. This design thinking is a user centered. That is most important. So in solving the problem. So design thinking, it comprising of empathize. Empathize plays a very, very important role. This is because stakeholders has to take your solution, right? So as a result, empathize. Put your legs into other shoe and then find out what is the problem which they are facing. That is nothing but empathy. So the next is define. We have already said we have defined the problem statement very clearly and concise. So the next most important thing is ideate. How will I going to ideate? How will I going to generate the ideas? There are n number of brainstorming methods are there wherein you can generate ideas. Okay, techniques to generate idea, that is nothing but the most important thing is brainstorming technique. So that is, there are different types of brainstorming techniques wherein you can generate the ideas. So one is the post-it. Suppose you have a team. So that is, give each post-it notes to your members and ask them to write their ideas. So the second one is alphabet generation. So what does brainstorming, how I can do a brainstorming with the help of an alphabet, how can I generate an idea? So example, in case of an alphabet, if I want to generate an idea means, so give each sheet to your members and ask them to write the idea corresponding to each alphabet. Suppose example, so whatever alphabet is there, so A, from A, what is the idea it will get generated? B, what is the idea from stand from B? So that is most important thing. Suppose example, if I'll say, if I want to stay healthy. So next, what are the ideas which can generate from the alphabet? So that is A, avoid junk food. So B, so that is, so whatever beverages are there, stop drinking it. And then C, cycling every day. So that is how ideas will get generated. A to Z, one person is going to give an idea means n number of ideas will get generated. So depending upon that, you can finalize which idea is good. So the next will be the brain writing. So that is here also same thing. Distribute the chit to your members, team members, and ask them to write their ideas. And the grid, here the most important thing is whatever the rows are there, in the rows you have to write the product or otherwise you have to write the problem statement, and in the columns you need to add on the ideas. So that is about the grid writing. So the next is the circle brainstorming. Circle brainstorming is very, very good. So what is happening is that, so that is each person will go on to write the idea on a same sheet. So on a same problem. So you will end up with a good idea generation. This is how you will go on to ideate. So idea generation by using brainstorming techniques. So the another brainstorming technique, another technique is very, very important, wherein in every company they'll go to use it. So that is nothing but scamper. So what is this scamper? Scamper is nothing but S stands for substitute. So whatever the existing one only is there, to the existing one, what I can substitute. That is nothing but S stands for substitute. C stands for combine. What can I combine? And then A stands for what can I adopt. So M stands for how can I modify this? If the design is like this, how can I modify the design or whatever it is? And then P stands for, suppose example, if I'm using a cell phone, it should be useful for some other application. So that is nothing but put to another use. And in case of elimination, what I can eliminate in order to make my product useful. And the R stands for, so reverse. So what reverse engineering I can do in order to improve my solution. So that is nothing but the scamper. Let me take you through the example for the scamper. So in olden days, we used to use, so this is the phone which we were using in olden days. So here dialing pad was there. So what got substituted? So here dialing pad was there, wherein here the push buttons are there. So that got substituted. So the next is, what did they combine here? What did they combine in earlier? So whatever the speaker as well as that of the speaker and the microphone, they were they were different. Mic and the speaker, they are different one. So what did they do? They have combined both the speaker as well as the microphone. So the next, what did they adopt? So they have adopted here the screen you can see. So they have adopted the screen. You will be able to see it. And what did they magnify? What did they magnify here? What did they magnify? So that is, so here they have used an antenna. Put to other use. So whatever the phone is there now, I can book a ticket through the phones. I can book gas, etc. That is same. Whatever the cell phone is there, I can use it for other purposes as well. So what did we eliminate here? What did we eliminate here? We have eliminated the antenna. We have made it as wireless. What did we rearrange here? We have rearranged it. So that is whatever the screen is there, the screen has come here. So that is about the smart screen. So that is about how we have changed. That is how we have used the scamper. So from an whatever the telephone to an your cell phone. So complete scamper smartphone revolution. So this is about the complete campus smartphone revolution. So they have rearranged it. they have rearranged, they have substituted what did they substitute? So that is so wireless it became dial pad with the touch screen it became. And what did they combine? They have combined the calculators, computer, so as well as that of what did they combine, touch, etc. They have combined it. And what did they adopt it? Operating system, they have adopted it. And what did they magnify? So that is and they have magnified it and they have put to other use. So that is, we are using cell phones in order to listen to the songs as well. So what did they eliminate? Whatever the external antenna was there, they have eliminated. That is about the complete scamper. So as a result, it is very, very important where during generation of the ideas. So that is, almost all the companies will adopt this scamper method. So then some other examples such as substitute. What did Tesla substituted? So that is, Tesla substituted internal combustion engine with electric motors and batteries. So and then Apple iPhone, what did they combine? They combined the music player, they have combined the camera and the internet device. So Dyson, what did they adopt? So vacuum technology, sawmills to an bagless household vacuum cleaner, they have made it. And then what did McDonald's modified it? So that is, whatever the supersized meals versus happy meals, they have made it in order to target different customers. And then put to another use, Coca-Cola, what did it do? So that is, whatever the freestyle machine was there, this was allowed to mix different flavors. So with the same syrup. And then Uber, what did they eliminate? So they have used a mobile app so that through the mobile app, you can book it instead of standing on the street. So Netflix, what did they rearrange? They have rearranged the late fees and they made it as a movie rental model. So that is about some of the examples of this scamper. If I'll take an example for water bottle, so that is what modification we can do it. So that is, what can I substitute? Replace plastic with a biodegradable. This is because so now it should be sustainable. So as a result, why don't you think towards sustainability? So as a result, instead of using a plastic bottle, you can use in a biodegradable material. And then what I can combine fruit infuser compartment as well, so that whenever you will go out, so that is, if you have the fruit and if you have the water bottle, you can use it. And the most important thing is, what did they adopt? They have adopted the different design from thermos plus. Suppose example, think about a different combining two solutions, two ideas. Thermos plus will maintain only the temperature. So why can I adopt it for water bottle as well? So that it will going to maintain a temperature as well. And then modify it. So now water bottles I cannot carry wherever I want. So I want to carry a water bottle means, so it should be capable of fitting into a small box. So why can't I do it collapsible? Think in this direction. Next, put to another use. So that is, if I'm using a water bottle, I should use the water bottle for something else. So as a result, whatever the water bottle cap is there, so why don't you make it in a mini cup so that you can drink coffee as well with the help of that mini cup. And then what I can eliminate it. So that is, whatever the extra packaging is there, no, that I can eliminate it. And then what I can reverse or what I can rearrange. So that is, whatever the bottle is there at the down part, I won't be able to clean it. So as a result, so in order to ease the cleaning process, so why can't I invert the bottle design? So if I'll go and invert the bottle design, so that filling also will be easy and washing also will be easy. So this is my idea, what I wanted to do it for the water bottle. So just I shared with you all. So the next step would be, so now I have the idea generation. So that is, I know how n number of the ideas can be generated. So the next, if I have an idea, how will I going to evaluate it? That is most important. So if you have the idea, if I won't evaluate it, means obviously it won't be of any use. So as a result, how will I go to evaluate it? So that is evaluation, categorize the ideas, most important. This is because you have n number of ideas with you now. So the most important thing is which is common idea, you segregated, identify a unique one. So the next one is the most important thing is set evaluation criteria. So that is, so depending upon the stakeholders, set your evaluation criteria and how it will going to impact. So whether whatever your ideas which it got generated, is it feasible? That is most important. The third one is use evaluation techniques. So that is evaluation techniques. The most important widely used evaluation techniques is a SWOT analysis. Everybody knows that. So little later I'll go and tell you what is the SWOT analysis all about. Next, prioritize ideas. The most important thing is, so whatever the ideas is there, so that is, it may be a short-term ideas and another would be a long-term ideas. So the most important thing is, so to which problem you are solving, that is very, very important. As a result, you can go ahead with either the short-term ideas or otherwise long-term ideas. And document and reflect is very, very important. Documentation is very, very important. So you will come to know why that particular idea is not taken. What was the flaw in that? So what is the changes which you have made? Documentation plays a very, very important role for the reflection later. So this is about SWOT analysis. What does SWOT analysis mean? So that is, I should find out my strength. So that is, I have a clear problem statement, have done it, and have generated the idea. So the now most important thing is I have to find out what is my strength. So that is, so whether I have a good resource, so whether I have an resources for carrying out this experiment, etc. So whether my team has that particular skills, so that is also a strength. The second one is weakness. What is weakness all about? So that is, what are my limitation? So whether that particular instrument is available or not, or particular resources is available or not, that is nothing but my weakness. I have to evaluate the weakness. That is most important. So the next is, what are the opportunities? So find out the opportunity factors that you can use your advantage. So that is, what trends, tools I can implement, what is the gap in the market. So that is, market search plays a very, very important role. Get onto the market, get onto the field. So find out what is it going on. So what is the gap is present, so that you will want to implement, that is the opportunity. And what is the threat? So the threat, it may be an external risk, that is the challenges. Obviously the challenges will be there. So the what is the impact of my solution? That is most important. And competition plays a very, very important role. And then user resistance. So that is, you have to mobilize the stakeholders. So mobilization of the stakeholders is very, very difficult. And some of the technical issues may also crop up. So that is nothing but SWOT analysis. That is most important. Before you could solve a problem, do your SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis will give you a clear picture of solving a problem and getting on to the solution. Okay, after evaluation, what is next? The most important thing is prototype. So I should know whether it is working or not, whether my solution is working or not. Suppose example, if it is an engineering, you have to come up with a prototype, whether it may be a working model. So the next, suppose example, if it's an app, you have to develop an app. So that is, you have to check it whether it is working or not. So that is nothing but prototyping. So why we'll want to do prototyping is that, so whether it is feasible or not. So whether it will go to work or not, whether my solution or whatever the idea which I have generated and whatever the solution which I am providing, is it feasible? Is it available? So, and then is it effective? That is the reason why we'll go on to do prototyping. So prototyping is a must. That is the working model stage. So wherein I'll come to know whether it is going to work or not. Prototyping is just like a visualization. So the next step after prototyping, what next? So that is your testing and refining. So whatever the solution which you have developed or a device which you have developed, it has to go to the real world. So that is people has to use it. So then take the feedback. So feedback of the customer plays a very, very important role. So that is after taking the feedback, you have to keep refining it. So your testing and the refining stage. So iteration, it is an iterative stage. So you have to keep on iterating depending upon the feedback or the survey which you have taken from the stakeholders. So then you can end up with a good solution. So that is about how you can arrive at the problem statement, and then how you can solve the problem statement, and how you can arrive at a solution. Just I'm going to give you the case study. So that is tackling e-waste in urban India. So why should I solve this problem is most important thing is. So I should know what is its effect. So that is the effect is that 60,000 liters of water if you will get affected if I'm going to throw a single cell phone. You can imagine how many cell phones we will be keep throwing it. Is it clear? So that is already we are scared. That is we are under a scarcity of water. So if you will keep throwing it, not only the water will get contaminated, your underground water will get contaminated, surface water will get contaminated, as well as that your soil will get contaminated. So that is once the soil will get contaminated, whatever you will grow, that also will get contaminated and it will come to us only. So recycling 1 million laptops, what? Why should I recycle? That is most question. So that is questioned. Why should I recycle? What is it that I'll gonna get it from recycling? So that is if I'll go on to recycle. So what happens is that I can save the energy. This is because so if I'll go to recycle a cell phone, so I can extract all the metals which are present in your cell phone. So as a result, I can reduce mining. So once if I'll go on to reduce mining, I can reduce environmental pollution, I can reduce soil pollution, I can reduce water pollution. So and then, so recycling 1 million laptops saves the energy wherein you can power around 3,500 homes for a year. You can imagine how many cell phones which we are using it. So why it matters? So this is because, so why we have to recycle e-waste? Why it matters is that India is the third largest e-waste generator. So that is, I've already said, e-waste contains heavy metals. Toxic materials are present in that. So if you will go to throw it to the landfill, so the soil will get contaminated. So as a result, once the soil get contaminated, so what happens is that whatever the crops which they'll grow, crops will get adulterated with the heavy metals. So we in Bangalore, maybe around 3 months back, in a newspaper, the headline came so that whatever the vegetables which we are consuming have been loaded with heavy metals. So from where did they come? So that is mainly due to the landfill, what we are doing it. So less than 25% is totally recycled. So that is 100% recycling is not happening, only 25% is getting recycled. And what is the root cause? So maybe people are not aware of e-waste harmfulness, or there is no nearby drop of points. So as a result, in order to tackle this issue, why don't you adopt drop of points, or why don't you develop an app? So wherein through your app, you should tell us where to throw it, that is where to hand it over so that it will be useful. And why don't you give a reward points? So that is obviously everybody will get excited if they are getting a reward. So that is if they'll go on to give e-waste. And informal recycling is most important. So that is about because unsafe handling. The next is proposed solution. What would be the proposed solution? That is either you go for mobile app, what I have already said, and campus in the campus. So why don't you put an e-waste bins? And in the colleges, why don't you create an awareness about this? And then whatever the e-waste is there, please give it to the recycled certified recyclers. So that is about the proposed solution. What would be the impact? So let us see the impact. 1.2 tons collected in 2 months. You can imagine 80% first time recyclers So that is, as a result, this will gonna boost the awareness as well, and you can expand it to the local communities like this. So that is about the just the simple case study. So what are the key takeaways? Identify the right problem is most important. Ask the right question. Question plays a very, very important role. Then only you can arrive at the solution. Frame the problem very clearly and concisely. Avoid assumptions. Don't assume it. Back up with your data. Let the problem guide the solution path. So these are the takeaways. How can we connect it to the innovation and IPR? These are the buzzwords which we are going to listen and we are listening every day. So whether it may be an industry, whether it may be an education sector, etc. A well-defined problem can lead to an prototypes or research project. The most important thing is startups, the patents, copyrights, as well as that of the publication. Just I'm going to touch upon what is IPR. So why should I go with the IPR? So IPR is nothing but the intellectual property right. So it is nothing but an intellectual property right. Whatever creative idea which I have, I want to protect it. So that is nobody should infringe it. That is the reason why we'll go with the intellectual property right. So there are different types of patents. So patents, so whether it may be a utility patent or whether it may, you can go for the design patent, or otherwise provisional patents are also available. So what does provisional patent mean is that I don't have a prototype, but I have a good idea. So as a result, for 1 year, I can go for a provisional patent. So once I validate my data and come up with a solution, so that time you can find it. That becomes your utility patent. So just I wanted to take a case study where we have done it. So we have developed an water filter cartridge. Why did it come to our mind is that, see, what I have already said. So by 2030, 40% of India's projected population won't get water. So and the next is, because of not potable water, that is contaminated water. So that is, many people are dying, around 8,29,000 each year people are dying only because of non-availability of drinking water. So as a result, so we thought, why don't we come up with a water filter which is eco-friendly, low cost, and then, so another problem what we are solving here is that, so whatever the corn cobs are there, corn cobs, they won't act as a feed. This is because it is rich in protein. As a result, it won't get digested. So as a result, they'll go to burn it. See, whatever this corn stacks are there, they'll go to burn it. Once they'll burn it, so million tons of particulate matters will get emitted. Carbon dioxide will get emitted. Ammonia will get emitted. Carbon monoxide will get emitted. And oxides of nitrogen will get emitted. So, as a result, so that is, if oxides of nitrogen concentration is heavy in the environment, that is air what we are breathing, so it will go on to lead to bronchitis, lung cancer, etc. So the most important thing is, so if carbon monoxide increases in the atmosphere, it forms a carboxyhemoglobin complex. So once the carboxyhemoglobin complex is formed, so that is oxygen carrying capacity reduces. That is the reason why it leads to heart attack. So nowadays, many youngsters are getting heart attack. What is the reason? So just you can come up with that. So the next most important thing is, so that is oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur also getting emitted, oxides of carbon is also getting emitted. These are all the effects. So what we thought is, why don't I combine both the two problems and I can come up with one solution. So that is how we have come up with an water filter cartridge. And it is already patented and we have protected it. What are the results which I got? It is very eco-friendly, low cost, everything, and it is already patented technology. So these are the results. What we have done is, we have taken a borewell water and we have tested with the R filter. So that is what pH value is 6.85 in the borewell water. So wherein in case of autofiltration, pH value was 8.15. So that is what is the allowable or maximum acceptable pH range. It is 6.5 to 8.5. So everybody knows alkaline water is good for health. This is because our body is alkaline in nature. So as a result, so whatever the pH value is there, it should be 6.5 to 8.5. So the next is what got reduced is total hardness. So that is if you'll keep on drinking the hard water, so that is there would be a formation of kidney stone. So as a result, whatever the hardness is there, hardness should be within an acceptable limit. And after filtration, we have got the value within an acceptable limit of around 100, 110. And what got reduced is total dissolved solids also got reduced from 567 to 490. And the most important thing is, you can observe here is the nitrate content got reduced. Nitrate was 2.6, but it got reduced to 1.8. So what is the effect of this nitrate content is that if the concentration of nitrate content in the water increases, it leads to methemoglobinemia. What does methemoglobinemia mean is, so whatever the baby is there, the baby will get turned to blue. What that is called as a blue baby syndrome. So why this blue baby syndrome occurs? So this is because the oxygen carrying capacity decreases. So as a result, if the concentration of nitrate content increases in the water sample, it leads to methemoglobinemia or blue baby syndrome. So this is about the results what we have got, and this is the patented technology. So just for the case studies, I have shown this. So I have come to the end of the presentation. Find the right solution. That is most important. Thank you all. Now the platform is open for the questions.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for detailed explanation about the problem with case studies and how they can be solved. Various examples you have given here to solve the problems. Also, you have given a technique about A to Z to write the problems. So these things are very useful to everybody's life. And after that, you also explained about the intellectual property, how to create among our ideas. So these are the useful things to our all and to the participants here. I request participants to discuss with resource person madam. And before that, I would like to congratulate you in on behalf of our organizing committee. With a great biodata
Thank
you
you.
have, patents, awards, academic,
Thank you
research,
so much.
everything you have achieved so much as a academician. We are proud of
Yeah.
this biodata. Thank you, ma'am. Now, dais is
Thank you
open
so much.
for the
Yeah.
participants.
Can I come in?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah. So, very pleasant
Thank you.
and very meaningful. And I think it will motivate many youngsters, because you started with an idea, how to what is a research problem, how to define, how to refine, and so on. And I would only like to add that all your presentation is what comprises us RISE: research, innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. So let Pratibha rise. Pratibha
Thank you.
dash RISE. Very, very, I am a fan of you now. So many
Thank
patents, so many, so young age, you have achieved many, many, many accolades. So I enjoyed, though in between some interruptions were there, but I thought I should tell you at the end. I hope that all my colleagues who have attended today will agree with me. This is a very, very nice talk, that one of the nice talk that I heard in recent days. Thank you, Dr. Pratibha. Good.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your joining here and supporting us as a participants, and also congratulating our resource person. It's a great thing that all resource persons are coming here with their achievements and
One
hard
question,
work.
sir.
Thank you, sir. You
Sir,
can explain, discuss.
Good evening, all participants. Thank you so much, Honorable Principal Dr. M. BETKAR, sir, Ma'am, Pratibha ma'am, you are given a lecture on identification and solving problem statement. Today's lecture, ma'am, is a very informative session, knowledgeable. Today's lecture presentation is excellent, very excellent. I have two questions, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
First question is, what is identification and statement of research problem? Second question is, how to identify a problem statement in research?
Okay. So I've already said how to identify a problem statement. Ask your students to get into the field. So that is in day-to-day life, we are facing problem. So whatever the problem which they are facing, that only they can take it as a problem statement. So that will be a very good problem statement, actually speaking. So and then if they want to arrive at a problem statement, ask them to do literature survey. So and then get on to the stakeholders. That is most important thing is take the feedback from them, take the survey and do the literature survey. That is most important. So for any researcher to identify the problem. So ask your researchers to identify the problem, whatever the problem is they are facing itself.
Your explanation is very nice, ma'am. So I also congratulate the resource person, Dr. Pratibha ma'am. Thank you so much, respected Principal Dr. M. BETKAR sir. Once again, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Dedas Kendre sir. Now Javier sir is raised his hand.
हेलो, नमस्ते मैडम, सभी को नमस्ते।
नमस्ते सर।
मैडम, जो पीएच की बात की आपने, अगर एक्चुअल पीएच ना हो, जैसे दूध है, पानी है, जो भी खाने की चीजें हैं, तो उसका बच्चों की ग्रोथ पर क्या प्रभाव पड़ सकता है?
अगर पीएच कम हो गया ना सर, एसिडिटी तो इंक्रीज होगी। एसिडिटी से गैस्ट्रिक हो जाएगा, अगर गैस्ट्रिक अब ज्यादा हो गया तो क्रॉन्स डिसीज हो जाएगा। So it affects the digestive system. That is most important thing is gut के ऊपर प्रभाव पड़ेगा। अगर gut ही ठीक नहीं होता तो so whatever the signals which are going to our brain, it is through our gut. So as a result, the most important thing is you keep your gut healthy. So then only you will be creative. So इसीलिए आपके बच्चों को बोलो कोको कोला पेप्सी मत पीने के लिए, क्योंकि ना जो भी कोको कोला और पेप्सी में है वो पीएच बहुत कम है।
नहीं, क्या हाइट पर भी प्रभाव पड़ता है इसका?
हाइट पर तो ऑब्वियसली अगर डाइजेशन नहीं हो रहा तो बच्चे के लिए खाने के लिए तो नहीं होगा, तो हाइट पर भी प्रभाव पड़ेगा ना।
जी, धन्यवाद मैडम।
थैंक यू सर।
धन्यवाद जयवीर सिंह जी। If anyone want to discuss with our resource person, you can discuss after unmuting yourself. So thank you, Dr. Prathibha Singh madam. We are very lucky that all resource persons are contributing here with a great potential. Today we have listened to you also in this series. You have created your PPT with the hard work, and it was very useful to solve the problems, identify the problems of our surrounding. With this message, we can conclude here. In future, you are always welcome for this webinar series as a resource person. Want to collaborate with us for next speech anytime as per availability, we will always welcome you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you. All the participants are requested to fill the feedback link. You can leave, madam. Huh? They are waiting for the feedback. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all.